Hi, Joe Cerrone.
And Alan Rosen.
Welcome to CAD 116 Basic AutoCAD in our weekly Zoom classroom meeting. Alrighty, welcome to the course. As we go through and start to work on basic AutoCAD, we're going to be using this management program called Desire to Learn, or D2L. And I'm going to turn off my monitor while I talk here. There we go. And essentially, D2L is a course management software, and it allows us to kind of run the course virtually. The first thing that you'll see is an announcement for a pretest student introduction. And so this is required the first week of class. And so there's a student introduction document here. And if you click on that, and then you open this file, it goes through and we want you to put your name on it and the date. And then what are the advantages of using AutoCAD instead of hand drawing? What's your experience with computer-aided design? Tell us about your drafting experience, why you're taking the course, and what you would like to learn. And so what you'll do is just give us a brief answer for each of those questions, and then we'll put those into the assignments folder, which is right here, student introduction, and that'll be worth 30 points. And so that'll be due next week. We'll back this date up just slightly so that it would be, I believe it'd be the 24th, Al.
Okay, I'll do it right now.
And so we can do it later. But essentially, we want to get student feedback the first week because the online courses, not everybody always gets the start date. And so they have us go through and make sure that everybody does some type of an assignment. As we go through and we look at the D2L course shell, we have different areas here. And the main one that you'll see on here is this main splash page where Al and I will put in the announcements. And so module 1 goes through chapter 1, getting started and working with files. And these are the learning objectives from the textbook for that. And then the module 1 has these assignments in it. And so the first assignments are going to be to draw these basic plates, as we call them. They're just geometric shapes. And we've put in the attachment what the assignment looks like. And we'll explain that as we go along here. But this is basically in the main splash page. And then the course is color coded. And so if you see something in the main splash page that's blue, that means it's a reading assignment. If it's green, that means it's a drawing assignment. If it's purple, it's a video. And if it's red, then it's a quiz. And so we'll put the Zoom link. It's going to be the same link every week. Attendance is not required, but it's a great opportunity to ask questions about the class. And we're recording the course right now, and so we'll post this recording in the main splash page. So as we get started, Al, we can start off with the syllabus. If I click on the syllabus here, this will go to the content section. And in the content section, we have this syllabus. And I'll show you both ways to do that. I can also go back here to the main splash page and go to content. And then here's the overview of the course. And so our overview basically gives you contact information for me and Mr. Rosen. And this is my office phone number. You can call and leave a message. But the best way to get a hold of us is by D2L email. And then this is our Zoom link that we'll use every week. Here's the textbook that we'll be using. A little bit about the course info. Office hours, if you want to get a hold of me, you can catch me over at the Skokie campus in room P131, 9:30 to 12 on Wednesdays and Sundays. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about that Sunday thing, Al?
Right, yeah. Sunday we have a class over there at 116 also, and it runs from 9 o'clock until 12:30. So you can come over there for extra help if you need some see us. We also have on a one more day on a Zoom link if you need to. Joe, that's on Thursday, correct? That we have a date for them to see us?
We'll talk about that in a minute. But for right now, Sundays, our students are available if they want to come in on Sundays. And yes, we will be having some online time for students who might need help. And we'll talk about that, and I'll put that in the announcements once I get the exact date.
Okay, great. Thanks.
You bet. And so if we go through and we start to navigate through it, that's our overview. Here's our syllabus. And so if they hit the PDFs, they're a little quicker than the Word documents because it doesn't need to open the word processor. Again, same information, how to get a hold of Joe or Al, and the course, first course in drafting and design using AutoCAD software. It's an introduction to computer-aided design, and we'll do both architectural and engineering or mechanical drawings in each of the modules. Sometimes we'll give you a choice, sometimes we'll ask you to do both, but we have a balance in the different type of content that we'll be covering. And we know that not everybody wants to draw nuts and bolts, and not everybody wants to do floor plans. And so we kind of have a general design concept where we'll go through and teach you how to create both of those different types of drawings. And we'll get into a little bit of 3D toward the end of the course. We'll show you how to set up a drawing electronically, how to edit it, and work with it. Learning objectives for the course, computer-aided design, drafting fundamentals for mechanical and architectural, academic integrity. Please do your own work. If you have any problems, just ask, for an extension. We realize that things happen and not everybody can make every class or get everything done on time. But they do have specific rules as far as to your expectations for the course, and there's a student handbook with those expectations. We have an outline of topics, which we'll brush on after we go through the syllabus, methods of instructions, online tutorials, readings from books, video tutorials. And so we try to videotape all the assignments as we go through. And so a lot of the students like to watch the videos because it's kind of a graphical language and you kind of see how everything works, rather than read how to draw things, which is kind of how the textbook is. Course practices, we'll be using the AutoCAD 2022 instructor. If you have the 23 version, that's fine. The software really doesn't look that much different between 2020 and 2023. And so here's the textbook information. You can buy the book in the bookstore, or you can find a copy online at Amazon. And then this is a reference book. And so as we go through, this textbook is not required, but it's an excellent book as far as some additional assignments which we'll pull from. Grading is straight 90, 80, 70, 60, A, B, C, and D. And we'll have a grade book where we will post your grades after we grade them with a rubric. Other course information. So there's lots of resources for students here at Oakton College, and we want you to be aware of those resources for you. If you need any help, you can find help here for a number of different things that you might have experienced. Electronic and video recording, just the rules on that. We ask that when you join the Zoom meetings that you turn off your camera and your microphone while we make the recordings, because we'll oftentimes post them, and that way you don't wind up in our video. Back to the table of content. And then here's our outline of topics. And so the outline of topics matches our color coding scheme. And so blue is a reading assignment from the book, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 from AutoCAD Instructor. Module 1 is in green, meaning you'll go and look at Module 1 and you'll follow those assignments. And so every week we have a different assignment in a different topic. This week we're going to go through getting started and working with files. Next week we'll go through draw commands, concepts, selection sets. And then as we progress through the course, we'll continue to pick up on new commands, and these are the chapter assignments for those. Spring break. And so there's a spring break in March, midterm. And then at the end of each chapter, we'll have a quiz. We don't have one on the first one because we want people to take the student pretest, we call it, or information about yourself so that we can have attendance for the first course and count something towards your grade. But red is our quizzes, and quizzes will be located in the link in the main page under quizzes. And so as we go through, I'll finish this area for the outline of topics. We typically go through about 10 modules, maybe a little bit more, 11 or 12 with the three-dimensional basics. And then there's a final exam. And then the last day to submit drawings, etc. will be May 9th. Back to the main splash page. Quizzes and exams are located here under quizzes and exams. And I believe Al's got these set up so that they'll show up on the dates as the dates become available. So currently there's no quizzes available, but check back here and you will find that there will be quizzes that will pop up and populate this quiz list. And they're basically questions about the chapters that will ask you questions about it. And your policy on the quizzes, Al?
Just as long as you have it in before like halfway to midterms, which is great. We appreciate it.
So you don't have necessarily a due date on those. And then what's the textbook and open book or?
It's open book. It's got you got 4 chances on them, best out of 4, which is really nice. And it automatically picks it up. You let us know if you don't like how you have. Just let us know, and we can delete some of them for you. Try it again. That's up to you. They're there to help you, not to hurt you.
That's right. And so it gives us the ability to, verify that you're learning and that you understand these different learning objectives within the chapter.
And whatever we talked about, the objectives come real clear to you. So, hey, sometimes we go too fast, sometimes we go too slow, and please let us know.
And then I'm going to make 2 videos, and so I'm going to continue on this video a little bit more, and then we're going to dive into some of the content here. Student versions of the software. And so students can download the software. I'm going to pause this while I get resuming. So student versions of the software are available. Here's information on how to install the AutoCAD software right here. And so you can watch this video right here. That's part 2. Let me go back and get part 1. And so here's how to install the software right here. And so if we go into the announcement page under content, students are able to, and I'll double check on that, but essentially students can go to the students.autodesk.com website. And you can watch how Autodesk is kind of working with universities to provide their software for free. And then you can take a look at this get products aspect. And then here's how it works. Essentially, once you click on this getting started, what they do is they want you to either sign in or register. And so I've already got a membership, so I'm going to sign in. And so they will ask you for information about your student status. And so what they will ask you for is they will ask you for some kind of proof, like a transcript or a college ID. And then once you have that registered, they'll send you an email to your Oakton email. And so you want to use something with a .edu. And then here's the AutoCAD software. Now, we typically teach the course using AutoCAD for Windows. And so this is the version. If you do have a Mac, you can download the Mac version, but it looks a little bit different. And so what some people will do is they'll take their MacBook to the Apple Store and they'll add a Windows partition to it, and then they can run all of these different Autodesk products. And this is really a great thing because they used to charge $250 per student license for each of these. And so here, if I want to get the Autodesk product, I can click on AutoCAD. The computers in the lab have AutoCAD 2023, but again, you can dial it back all the way to 2020. It looks pretty much the same and it's compatible. But to be exact, you can, use the 2022 from the textbook, or you can use 2023. It's just sort of how that works. As much as we'd like everything to be exactly perfect, there are these slight little things within the software in the textbook, but I don't see it as a problem. Back to the main splash page. So that's the AutoCAD installation information, and you'll need AutoCAD, or you can VPN in to an Oakton computer. So if we come over here to content, there is an area called VPN into Oakton system softwares. And so let's say your computer takes a day off, doesn't want to work for you. You can use a Windows VPN or a Mac VPN, and then you can VPN into a desktop computer to be able to access the CAD system. And the help desk is excellent as far as students who might need some additional information, and we'll post that information in the main splash page. So as we're looking at the getting started, I'm going to stop this recording and then we're going to make a second recording. First off, welcome to the course. Make sure that you take the pre-test, which is basically just a student introduction. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're taking the course. And we'll put in these different announcements in the splash page. We would like you to download the software and install that, or you can VPN in, or just come in on campus. It's a beautiful campus. There's plenty of things to do here. You can come in and work in the computer labs and get out of the house where maybe you might not be able to get any work done. We'll follow the outline of topics. The outline of topics will map to the textbook and the learning objectives within that textbook. We'll work on weekly assignments in the modules, and we'll record those weekly video assignments. And so here's an example of a video that we recorded on how to do these assignments.
Great again. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say again because I never were, and they're complicated. See, with Monza.com, making a Gantt chart is
Basic AutoCAD, Module 1. Hi, Joe Cerrone. We're going to start off by taking a look at the first assignment in month.
And so we go through these different assignments and we show everybody how to use those, etc. And so here's how that works. And then here's the attachments which show those different assignments. And so here's the Module 1 assignment and what that would look like. And then what we'll do is we'll show students how to use the student version of AutoCAD. And this will be in my second video, which will be showing students how to open a drawing template, to download the template, and then to be able to use basic draw commands like line, where I can come in here and I can create these different shapes. So for example, if I wanted to make this in orange with the line command. And then we'll go through how to navigate things like panning and what they call zooming, which is magnification. And then we'll go through and how to put your name on the title block we'll ask you to use your initials, and then we'll name these with standard conventions. And so typically module 1 will have something that will refer to module 1 or lab 1 or plate 1. We want you to include the date on it and the name, and then we'll turn those into the assignments folder. And so if we come back here to D2L, the assignments folder is located right here, and I'm going to view this as a student. And so you'll turn in your assignments here. And when you turn in your assignments, like for example, the student introduction document, it'll ask you why you're taking the course and your experience with CAD. It's an easy 30 points, but at the same time, if you don't take that, it's possible you might not be able to stay in the course, because we want to make sure that everybody shows participation the first week. And that's sort of the rules for these online courses. They want to make sure everybody logs in the first week and does something so that they show that they understand how the course works. Because in the past, some students haven't known when the course started and they didn't know. And then the longer you're in the course, the less money they'll give you as a refund. And so we do something the first week. But if you look at the Dropbox information, what we have here is how you'll be graded. And so you'll be graded on completeness for the drawing, graphical accuracy, use of proper design rules, proper dimensioning, and CAD features. And we use the Dropbox as a way to give you feedback. And so you can always ask a question when you turn in a file. And so you'll do the assignment, you'll add the file, and then you could write a note like to Al and say, Al, could you look at this?
Before you grade it, there's a two-way hands-on what we do. You can put it as for grading, or if you have any questions and you don't want to grade it but you need help in it, please do so. We send it back to you and we can help you with it also that way.
That is correct. And then once it's submitted, you will get a little indicator that lets you know that you have submitted it. So this is the first video. I'm going to wrap up this video, stop the recording, open things up for questions, and then I'm going to go through the content. Make sure that you go through and you take the pretest and you answer those questions and put them in the assignments folder. The reading assignment is Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 from the AutoCAD instructor textbook. And Module 1 is these 5 plate drawings, which we have a video for. And Module 1 assignment will be due in the calendar of events. It basically shows you that this will be due January 27th. Alrighty, course has been color-coded. So if you look at the outline of topics, blue is book readings, green means it's a drawing assignment, purple will be a video, and red will be quizzes and exams. We'll use the same link. We'll be online again next week at 9:30 to go through next week's assignment. Alrighty, Al, is there anything else that I want to talk about in our introductory video before I end this recording and we start another?
Not to my knowledge. If you have any questions at any time, please let us know. You get 2 teachers or 2 instructors for the price of 1, basically.
That's right. And remember, if you do have a need to see us in person, we do this live on Sunday mornings at the Skokie campus in room P132 at 9:30 a.m. With that, I'm going to stop this recording. I'll post it, and we're going to make another recording to talk a little bit about the assignments.